Donald Trump has published a campaign ad. It is a campaign ad essentially arguing Joe Biden's old, and gas prices and other prices are high. I don't believe that this is going to be a winning strategy for Trump. And I'm going to explain why in a moment. Donald Trump publishing this to Truth Social. There's a bunch of music on it. What I'm going to try to do is just kind of describe what's going on and the gist of this as we listen to it. All right, so let's take a look. So here's Trump walking at his inauguration, looking strong, talking to Kim Jong-un, looking very powerful and very strong, talking to Putin, looking very powerful and very strong. Of course, we know there's very little strength here. Shots of gas prices under $2. And then Trump dancing on stage, which just makes him look dumb, to be perfectly frank, but okay. Now it cuts to Biden tripping on Air Force One with clown music. And then Biden tripping somewhere else, and then Biden tripping and falling somewhere else. Biden talking to people off stage in a clip that was used to make him look like he didn't know what was going on. Pictures of high gas prices, so now it's a gas price argument. Inflation reports on screen. And then lastly, a picture of, I think this is Joe Biden at the beach, although I'm not totally sure. So listen, this is a very interesting campaign ad for a bunch of different reasons. First of all, this is a really simplistic view of gas prices. As I've said before, I don't attribute much credit or blame on gas prices to presidents. Presidents can do very little on gas prices. It relates to global demand. Is there a pandemic? Is there a war? Global factors, OPEC decisions, so many different things. On inflation, inflation is actually down dramatically. So on the economic stuff, the economy is actually fine. More and more voters are understanding and believing that. We did have a period during which it wasn't connecting. The economy was more or less fine by our traditional metrics. Still problems, but the economy was fine, but voters weren't believing that. That has started to shift over the last 4 to 6 weeks. And I believe that if the economy stays as it is right now, and the election next year is a referendum on the economy, I think Biden wins. Okay. Then we get to Biden is old. Okay. Yeah, Biden's old. Trump is old and obese and doesn't exercise and eats a terrible diet and lies about his health. And actuaries have looked at Trump and Biden and statistically expect Biden to live longer. And also, I trust the people around Biden to make good decisions. I would not trust the Trump loyalists around Trump if he were to become president again to make good decisions. So if, again, old and economy, a referendum on the economy, if things don't get worse in the next 11 months, I believe Biden wins. And if you say, do you want the old guy or the old obese guy who doesn't exercise and eats a terrible diet and lies to us about his health, I go with the guy who is merely old. If I'm missing something, I want you to let me know and tell me exactly what I'm missing and why you see it differently. Our sponsor, Aura Frames, makes amazing, vibrant digital picture frames, which are a lot different from the digital frames of years ago, where you're fumbling for memory cards and USB drives and sticks and cables. Instead, with Aura Frames, everything is done seamlessly over Wi-Fi. Before you give the frame to someone as a gift, you can load photos onto it without even opening the package. So when the recipient opens it, your photos are there. I've given both my parents these as gifts. We set my girlfriend's parents up with one. We put pictures of the baby on there. We're traveling and we photograph the baby and it pops up. They just love it. And now they and I can add more pictures to it, take pictures off that we don't want anymore. And one of the coolest parts is that the photo storage on the cloud is completely unlimited. After you set up your Aura frame, you'll see why they were named the #1 digital frame by the New York Times, Wired, and others. From now through Cyber Monday, Aura is having their best deal of the year. You'll get $40 off the best-selling Carver matte frame. Go to auraframes.com/Pacman. Use the code Pacman. The link is down below.